Stabo, thanks for your time. You look good. You look like you're not sweating. Are you good? How's the preparations going?
Yeah, it's warm here, but it's not a sweaty warm like where we've been. It's dry heat, so I'm very thankful for that, and the prep's going well.
Yeah. Are you aware that some people call you the cricket Kelly Slater?
Okay, I'll take that. I'm nowhere near where he is, but yeah, I'll take that.
Stabo, thanks for your time. I mean, we wanted to speak about just your rise in South African cricket and also domestic cricket in South Africa. You're from Grey High School, right? And there's so many other sportsmen that have come from Grey High School, the likes of Luke Watson, JJ Engelbrecht, Siya Kolisi, Wayne Parnell, Lutho Sipamla. How do you feel about coming from a school that has so much pedigree in producing sportsmen for South Africa?
Yeah, I think it's a really good school. Gives you a good foundation.
Yeah.
I was in the hostel there. Absolutely loved it. We would play sport every afternoon. Touch rugby. I love touch. That's the one thing I really miss about school. We used to ring the hostel bells at 4:30 every afternoon. 5 bells and it was touch rugby. So yeah, it's a sport driven school. And if you want to, you can find a mate and do anything you want on the sports fields every afternoon. So it sets you up well if you really like sports. So I loved it.
Did you annoy Mr. Bilby at all at any point at school?
I'm sure I did at some stage.
That's cool. Siya's probably the most famous of all the Grey boys for what he's done, obviously, for South Africa. Did you ever sort of meet him during your school days? What was it like, seeing him around there and having the same sort of school name as Siya Kolisi?
Yeah, I never met him at school. I think the one year I slept in one of his hostel beds.
Okay.
Because you write your name on the bed. So yeah, I never met him, but I'm sure I think he came in once or twice to an assembly, and just his presence is unmatched. And for him coming back to schools, as a schoolboy, you can't describe the feeling.
Going back to your playing, I mean, you've made a really good start in international cricket, T20s, one-day internationals, and now Test match cricket. Do you feel like some of the stuff that you've done here in domestic cricket set you up for the international arena, particularly Test matches?
Yeah, I think I've learned a lot. I feel I've had the technique, but I learned a lot about the mental side. It got to me a lot. It still gets to me sometimes, but I've learned how to deal with it. I feel a bit better. Where my first SA20, and then up until December last year, whenever I played for the Proteas, my mind was going all over the place.
Scrambled.
And I've learned sort of how to deal with that, and those other pressures that you feel. That when I'm out there, I'm giving myself the best chance. The bowler still might get me out, but I feel I'm thinking clearly and in control.
You've always said that red ball cricket is something that you really enjoy. It's something that you want to play more of. I want to take you back to Pietermaritzburg last season, a triple century there. Was that the innings that sort of defined your willingness and your sort of ability to play that game and really make big runs in red ball cricket?
I wouldn't say defined, because it sort of just all came together that day. We were 2 down early, and then I got in, and myself and Bretsky batted for long, and then sort of got into partnership, and we just kept going. And that was really satisfying. But a few innings for the Warriors where we're in trouble early, and then you sort of allowed time and you sort of build into, and days like that don't happen often. So you just got to, I always say cricket's really hard, so when you're in, you got to cash in.
Speaking about that, because you've obviously been given an opportunity to bat 3 in the Test side. Shukri has also mentioned the fact that they want to give you as much opportunity in that number to be able to really maximize. Do you feel comfortable in that number now, that position in this test side, to be able to show your skill but also make runs?
Yeah, I feel it's I'm learning a lot. It's not an easy position, but I'm really excited for the challenge that comes with it. So yeah, it's a position where if you get in and you set yourself up, you can really score big runs.
Yeah.
So that's the idea, and when just try and take every chance sort of thing.
Your test debut, probably not the best one.
I've done something only one other person's done in 127 years, so I'll take
so you
it.
take it. Yeah. It was spicy, obviously. I mean, that was difficult to be able to make your debut on a pitch like that. But what lessons have you learned from that debut to be able to take you on to the next sort of level in your test match cricket journey?
Well, I left that field thinking I can't play cricket. It was so hard. But yeah, it's if that's the worst it can get, I've sort of dealt with that. I've had some lows in my career, so trying to deal with them, but then take the best positives from them, or best learnings.